I told her what I knew, gently, respectfully. I didn't out him to the world. I just gave her enough to decide what she wanted to do. She cried a lot and then confronted him. Now all hell has broken loose. Alex is furious. He says I betrayed him and outed him. Even though I have never used the words gay, I just mentioned what I saw and knew. My parents are torn. They're upset at me for interfering, but also kind of not surprised. And Julie, she broke things off, but she thanked me, and she would have wasted years on a lie if I hadn't spoken up. So yeah, my brother won't talk to me anymore. Half my family is giving me the cold shoulder, and I'm sitting here wondering, am I the asshole for telling his girlfriend the truth when he wouldn't? Damn. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, Alex is my brother in this situation, and he has a girlfriend, but I know that he's cheating with a man. I just wouldn't, like, condone that behavior in my family, man. Like, I'd be like, dude, what do you do? I would confront him first, because it is family, personally, and then if he doesn't own up to it, like, I wouldn't blindside my brother necessarily, but if he doesn't own up to it, and you're like, I'd be like, dude, I saw the text, and I did this, like, this is a safe place, you know, you're welcome here, and you don't need to hide it, but like, it's not fair to your girlfriend. Like, I'd give him that moment, and then if he still didn't do it, absolutely I would tell her, you know. That's what I would do. But yeah, so I don't think you're the asshole necessarily. I mean, it doesn't seem like he was gonna tell her anyway, but the only other thing I'd do is maybe confront him first, I guess. But let's see what chat said. They're saying not the asshole. I feel for the girlfriend, bless her. If he was experimenting and still finding himself, he shouldn't be in a relationship. Exactly, Ruth. I agree with you. You're not the asshole for saving that girl years of sorrow. You could have talked to him first, though. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, too. At the point, it is just his life. When you involve another person like that, it is not fair to allow her to be strung along. Yep. Absolutely not the asshole. Exactly. Chat agrees with me, so that means I'm right. But let's see what comments on Reddit said. I mean, no, LOL. I think if you know cheating is going on, you should let someone know, because it's worse to say nothing. I agree. To be honest, cheating is cruel no matter who it's with, and she didn't deserve to be kept in the dark. Yep. Agreed. Regardless of one's sexual orientation, cheating on your partner instead of being mature and breaking up with them first before pursuing someone else is wrong. He didn't have to tell her he was breaking things off because he was interested in another man, but he did need to break things off. Yeah, exactly. It's not like he even had to say why, because you don't need a reason why necessarily. You can just break up with someone. So, yeah. He had every opportunity to end things with Julie first before pursuing anyone else. IMO. It's just basic respect. Exactly. Yep. All right. Let's move to the next one. Am I the asshole? My ex wants me to cut every guy off in my phone and told him no. Okay, well, he's your ex, so probably not. Me, 19 female, and my ex, 19 male, broke up after 2 years because we both decided long distance for college wouldn't work for us. Very mature. Very mature. Every time he comes back in town for a break, we make plans, hang out, and sleep together at least once before he leaves to go back to his college. Now that he is back for the summer, he's asking me to cut off every guy in my phone, or any guy that I've went on a date with. This man is a child. We both openly have talked about the people we have went on dates with or talked to briefly since the breakup. I cannot tell if this man just wants to sleep with me because it's something easy for him to come back to and he just doesn't want me messing with anyone else, or if he is actually interested in pursuing me again. So for now, I've told him no. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. And yes, he's only sleeping with you. He's just a controlling asshole that you need to just cut off. But I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. You know, if you like just messing around with this person, that's okay. That's totally fine. That's up to you. But you know, if you are feeling like he's trying to control what you're doing, which seems like he is, he's not worth your time. There's a lot of people in the world, you know? But let's see what the live chat says. He ain't interested in pursuing you. Situationship. Yeah. Immediately no, he's trying to already cut you off from friends and you aren't even together. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not even your boyfriend. Go run. But they're not together. Chop him off completely. Exactly. Bro's probably not getting girls, so he's just desperate at this point. 100%. Tell him to cut every girl in his phone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and guess what? He won't. Guess what? He won't. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it to ask that because he's just like ridiculous. All right, not the asshole. Please, for the love of Aphrodite, stop sleeping with and going on dates with exes. Research has shown that each iteration of one on and off again relationships are worse than the previous one. Yeah, 100%. You're not the asshole, but this is a weird post. For one thing, you have a strange definition of an ex. My biggest issue, though, is you saying that since you don't know his intentions, you've told him no for now. Yeah, there's some red flags there that need to be addressed. But you know how you address them? Next. Am I the asshole for my response to a server who asked me why I didn't tip? This is interesting because I always tip. Edit was told to edit this in. I'm black and my partner is white. We live in the South. That's why people defaulting him is such a pet peeve. Okay. Good to know. All right. Before anyone goes into the comments to say it, I am an autistic adult, so sometimes in social situations, I'm not the best. All right. My husband is autistic, so we shall see. But there's such a spectrum, so who fucking knows, you know? But my boyfriend and I went to eat at a new place. It wasn't super fancy, but it was kind of nice. Like they have small plates and gluten-free menus, etc. It's a nice place if it's gluten-free and shit, you know, for sure. At the end of the meal, we didn't leave a tip because the waiter was just kind of rude. Not outwardly rude, but he only looked at my boyfriend when speaking and never turned his head over to me, even when I was ordering. It was just strange behavior. I told my boyfriend not to tip either, which he agreed and did not. I'm also a guy, so it wasn't a sexism thing, but it was just weird. Before we got out of the lobby, our server came and asked how the service was. My boyfriend said it was fine. We really just wanted to get out of there, so I didn't say anything. The waiter then asked why we didn't tip, if the service was acceptable. That's when I verbatim said, you can ask your boss why you need tips in the first place, and you can look both customers in the eyes when they're ordering. Oof. I could never say that. Oh my God. I walked out right after saying that. My boyfriend lingered for a bit and came out after me saying that the waiter was apologetic and didn't realize he was doing it. My boyfriend got kind of upset at me in the car and said I was rude, but I think it was rude of the waiter to outright ask customers why we didn't tip. I've never heard of someone doing that and it seemed really unprofessional. My boyfriend is still bringing it up this morning, so now I'm wondering if I should have not said anything back to him. I should say I don't really have anything against tips, but I don't make it a rule to tip every time. I don't believe in tipping for service that makes me uncomfortable. Am I the asshole? Interesting. People should just be getting paid better, you know? Full stop. The fact that they need to depend on tips fucking sucks. I have never been in a job where I needed tips. I've always worked in like retail and I had like a cleaning business for 10 years and like, I guess, no, that's not true. I did eyelash extensions and hair. What am I saying? That's a lie. I definitely got tips. But it didn't necessarily add anything because I had like my own salon like in my basement or whatever. Anyway, I have never been a food server, but I have had lots of family that have been that literally depend on tips. And I have just been raised, because I was raised in Canada where tipping is very, very normal, that you just always tip. And the minimum is always, you know, like 15% or 10 to 15%. But I usually do more, especially if they like go above and beyond. But it's just like, it's I don't know, it's hard. It's kind of just like who you are. If you feel like that waiter is being really rude to you, it's kind of hard. It's kind of a toss-up. And I know sometimes when you're autistic, you're more blunt. I've found that with Caleb. He'll just say how he feels, like no sugarcoating at all. And that's just the way it functions. And you're used to it, but a lot of other people aren't used to it. So it comes off like, what the fuck? I'm really curious to see what my chat is saying right now because they're like blowing up right now. I always tip. My mom was a waitress in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I know how they work and what little they get paid and what they put up with behind the scenes. Even bad waiters and waitresses, I always tip. I'm the same. I feel like it's a situation you needed to be there to understand. Maybe the server is also autistic weird and just seemed like they were being rude. That happens to me all the time. I'm not rude, just autistic. Fair enough, you know? Yeah, it's kind of a hard one to judge. I agree service people should be paid a living wage, but that isn't reality, so tipping is really a part of the salaries. You should have to remember that. Off topic, currently eating Sour Boys. Hell yeah! Good time to say we have 4 new flavors of Sour Boys, and little guys, They're really good. Go check them out at sour.gg. Thank you for the shout out, Katie. I used to be a server and always tip well for good service. Was out with another couple and we split the bill. I left my tip for my share of the bill on the table and the other couple indicated that they'd be tipping on their share of the bill. They didn't. I got chased out in the parking lot by a waitress giving me back my tip money and telling me off for not tipping enough. Oof. I was absolutely mortified, but the waitress was completely out of line there. I never returned to that restaurant. Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. Quote unquote, I'm black and my partner is white. We live in the South. That's why people defaulting to him is such a pet peeve. And then they commented, quite right too. You should make an agreement that you'll order and pay, then share the cost outside afterwards. Valid reason.